So in the comments of my last two videos, it's basically people who either have been to Lake Havasu and absolutely love it, or people that have never been to Lake Havasu, but now they want to come here. So today, I figured I would show you my top boating spots here on the lake, and I'm going to show you the ones that are well known, and some of the ones that you perhaps have never even heard of. So make yourself a cup of tea, or grab yourself a nice cold beer, and let's get into this video. Also, I'm going to be showing you this by SeaDoo, but everywhere we go to today is easily accessible by boat. So even if you've got a 32-foot party cat, don't think that you're not going to be able to get out there just because I'm on this. All right, you ready? Come on. You know the drill. Come on. Good boy. Let's go. There we go. Nice. Look at that. Ready for action. I typically launch from Windsor State Park. The reason I like it is because they have a regular boat ramp that's over there, and then they have a jet boat ramp that's here. So if you use this one, you have to be on a PWC or have a jet boat, and it typically means that when you come on busy weekends, it's a lot easier to get the skis in and out of the water. You don't have to wait, whereas the big boat ramp tends to have more of a line there. So just good for you guys to know if you ever come out here and you've got a jet-powered boat, use that one. It saves you a ton of time. So Lake Havasu was actually created in 1938 when they finished the Parker Dam. Parker Dam took 4 years to build, and it's the deepest dam in the entire world, which is kind of crazy because when you see it from the back, it only stands about 30 feet above Lake Havasu. The Parker side's taller, obviously, but the reason it's the tallest dam is because it actually goes down over 300 feet underground for them to be able to get the foundation sturdy enough to hold up all of this water. This is another launch ramp that you can use, and it's actually free. This is Site 6. They just redid it all, I think last year. It's a really nice launch ramp. The only thing is it does get full up because it's free on those busier weekends. So if you do want to come and use this one, then get here early so that you can get a space in the parking lot. But it's a good option if you don't want to pay the $15 or $20 that it costs to launch from Windsor, and I think even more from the next launch ramp I'll show you. So today we're going to start the furthest point south on the lake, and then we're going to make our way north. We're actually going to end up on the Colorado River. So welcome to our first spot, Copper Canyon. Now, I'm probably going to catch some slack for this, but I personally don't think it's worth going any further south on the lake than Copper Canyon. There are places like Three Dunes, and then you've also got Steamboat Cove, but for me personally, they're not my favorite spots. I love camping south on the lake, but if you're just coming out here for a day, you want to find somewhere where you can drop anchor, you can moor up, and you can just enjoy a nice spot with beautiful views, nice water to go for a dip, then I think Copper Canyon is as far south as you need to go. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments though, because I would love to hear your thoughts on that if you come out to Lake Havasu. So Copper Canyon is a spot where you will have to drop an anchor, because other than the single beach that's over there, and it's pretty small and kind of rocky, there is nowhere else where you can actually beach your boat. So most people just come in, throw an anchor down, and then tie off to each other and just have a float. Now, if you're a bit adventurous, you can actually jump off this rock here, but you've got to be careful. So make sure that you know what all of the water levels are doing. Make sure you know exactly where to jump, because I know that there are some hidden rocks down here. But if you are brave enough, you can go off the top. I am not brave enough. I've only gone off the second one there. Amanda's jumped off the top, but I've only done that second one. It looks so much higher when you're at the top there than it looks when you're down here. Then if you keep cruising around, you can actually go down into this cool little canyon. And again, there's nothing really down here to do, but it is gorgeous. And if you've got a boat that's able to turn around in tight spaces, or you're on a PWC, then it's definitely worth coming down and checking it out. And here you go, this is the very end of Copper Canyon. It just goes to this little rocky beach area, and then back there into who knows what. Steady. Go on then. Woohoo! Good boy. Good boy. Oh, nice and cool. Oh God, here we go. No, come here and I'll lift you in. Come here. Come this way. Come this way and I'll lift you in. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Head back. Ta-da! And a big shot. Oh, lovely. Thanks, dude. If you're looking for fuel on the lake, currently, as of May 2026, you've got 3 options. Option number 1, all the way in the south, is Havasu Springs. That's right down by the Parker Dam. They have a fuel pump. Then if you push north, just south of Thompson Bay, you've got Havasu Riviera Marina. It's the newest marina here on the lake. It's beautiful, and they've got really nice fuel docks. They also have race fuel there, so if you've got a boat that needs 100, that's where you can get it on the water. It is pricey, but that's with every on-the-water filler. You're always going to get a better deal if you can do it off the water, but you know, needs must. That's a good spot. And then if you go up into Thompson Bay, you've got Havasu Marina, and right there you can fill up as well. Other than that, you've got to go all the way north on the river through the gorge up to Topock, and then you've got Topock 66 and Pirate Cove. Both of them are pretty expensive. Pirate Cove gouges like no other. Last time I was there, it was $9.99 a gallon for regular. So I try to avoid that place like the plague. Topock 66, in a pinch, it's worth going to. I believe they only have 87 though, so check before you go, just in case you need super or premium in order to fill up your boat. So keep your eyes peeled for the big bougie mansions that they're building. That is Havasu Riviera, and then the marina is just at the bottom of those little hills. So one of the nice things about the Riviera is that you can rent slips either for a night, a weekend, a week, or if you live here in town and you want to rent slips, you can do that, and you can buy them. So lots of options here. But yeah, these are the fuel docks, and the race fuel is on every single pump, which is really nice for the busy weekends. Hello! And then usually throughout the boating season, they also have attendants on the docks that'll help you pump gas, which is really nice. And I imagine if you've got a big bougie boat, it makes all the difference having someone that can fill up for you while you enjoy the company of your probably very attractive guests. So these are some of the private slips here. The guest docks are around that side. If you launch from here, it is a bit more pricey, but it's also a lot more nicey. They've got a really nice shop up there as well, which has got drinks and food and boating essentials, clothing, all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, it's definitely the nicest place to launch your boat here on Lake Havasu. And if you come for the weekend, it's a good place to keep it too. I do love it when I've got the lake to myself. It is so nice today. The conditions are perfect. It's going to be really hot later, so getting out first thing was definitely the right choice. This is Thompson Bay, and this is going to be the no wake zone on the south side of the channel, which we're going to get to in a minute. Now, if you've watched my channel, you'll know what goes on in that channel. And on busy weekends, it can be quite spectacular. But on days like today, it is much more peaceful, very calm and tranquil, and a lot more PG-13 than it usually is. So Havasu's a really interesting place because it kind of started off as a middle of nowhere fishing destination, I guess. There weren't any proper roads. There was like one unimproved road in and out of the town. And pretty much until the late 50s, that's all that you could do here. And then in 1959, a guy called Robert McCulloch, who was famous for building chainsaws and outboard boat engines, he was looking for a place where he could test those engines. And so he ended up buying Spratt's Fly-In Fishing Resort for $300,000. And that was basically going to be his test facility for his marine engines. And then in 1963, he was flying over the lake and he sort of had this epiphany of this would be a great place for people to actually live. And so he ended up buying 26 square miles of land on the east side of the lake and started to develop Havasu into what it is today. And then in 1964, he moved all of his production here from LA because it was just getting too expensive over there. And then he started to try and sell the land. And between 1964 and 1978, he had over 2,700 charter flights that he bought in and something like 134,000 prospective land buyers. And that's kind of what started Havasu into what it is today. It started out as a leisure spot, and I mean, that is still what it is, but now people live here and have businesses here and make YouTube videos here. So if you watch my Desert Storm video and you've never been here before, this place will look completely alien to you. Because last time I was here, it was boats as far as the eye could see. You couldn't get a cigarette paper between them. They were packed in so tight. I've never seen it that busy before, and I've been here for 3 years and done all of the holiday weekends. If you haven't seen that video, go and check it out because it was a wild weekend. But if you come down here on off-peak times or in the winter, this is what you met with, and it's so cool, it's so relaxing. As you can see, tons of people walking their dogs, going out for that early morning stroll, and actually the dog park that I take Diesel to is right there on the island. Oh, and also, it was Diesel's birthday yesterday, so wish him a happy birthday in the comments. 7 years old. So in an attempt to get more people to come to Lake Havasu, McCulloch decides to buy the London Bridge. Yeah, now a lot of people out here think it's the London Bridge, like London Bridge has fallen down, that London Bridge. Sadly, it's not. That London Bridge was built in like 1209 and fell down or was taken down in 1831. And then they built another bridge and it's that one. So it technically is the London Bridge, but just not the London Bridge, if you get what I mean. So what happened was that bridge in England was actually sinking. One side of it was about 4 inches lower than the other, and they decided that because of all of the modern traffic and everything else, it just wasn't fit for purpose. So they decided to sell it. And so in 1968, McCulloch bought it for $2.46 million and then proceeded to have it shipped all the way from England via the Panama Canal to Long Beach, where it was then loaded onto trucks and then brought out here to Lake Havasu. And then they rebuilt it. Now, thankfully, they didn't use any of the load-bearing structure. So all the bits from the London Bridge are these blocks that you see on the outside and the rails on the top and the light fixtures and all of that. They were actually numbered individually so they could be put back together. What's underneath this is a much more modern structure, so concrete and steel. So we got no worries about this London Bridge falling down. But what I think is even crazier than that is at the time when McCulloch built that bridge, this wasn't here. So he actually built the London Bridge on land over just dirt. So they completed the construction, and then after that, they dredged this whole area. And so they made the entire channel specifically to flow water under the London Bridge and create a bunch more waterfront property. And so now you've got things like the London Bridge Resort, you've got bars, all kinds of stuff, docks, slips. There's a lot going on here. So as a marketing exercise and as a development opportunity for Havasu, it was brilliant, but apparently it cost an extra $7 million after the $2.46 million to actually get the thing done. That being said, the year after they bought it, there was over 2 million more people visiting Havasu than there had been the year before. So I'd say it was pretty much a success, and it is pretty cool. I tell you what though, I bet the engineers were shitting their pants when they turned on the taps and let the water start flowing through. Because can you imagine, you build all of this on dirt, dig out this big old trough to let the water come through, and then just hope that it doesn't get washed away. We're almost clear of the no wake zone on the channel, and then we are going to head north, and we're actually going to end up on the river. Now, I like the lake a lot, but I love the river. And quite honestly, anytime I go out just for fun, I go north. I just think it's prettier, the water's cooler, which in the summer is really nice, it's usually less busy, and I think there are some of the best places to hang out, beach the ski, beach the boat, drop an anchor, whatever you want to do, and just have a really good day up there versus down here. And once we get to the very top of the lake, I'm going to show you the route you have to take, because there is a sandbar, and if the water levels are low, you will hit it, and it's a very expensive tow. So I'll show you the little S-curve you have to do, and that way if you're new to the lake, you're not going to ruin your day. All right, so let's talk about this sandbar. So as you get to the north part of the lake, you're going to want to go that way, right? So it's over there. Now, there is a little channel here, but there's a buoy there that tells you that it mostly gets too shallow. You're going to come around and you're going to head up that way. So the way that you would think is that you would just go through the center of the lake, book it full speed, and then just shoot the mouth of the river. Not really. I'll show you on the depth gauge what's going on, because right now the water levels are pretty decent. So honestly, if you were on plane and you did just book it across, you might be fine. So I don't know if you saw that, but we just went from like 18 feet to 5 feet really quickly. And if you look where we are, this is a straight shot down the mouth of the river. I'm starting to actually be able to see the bottom now. So I think the water levels are honestly pretty good today, but as you can see, all it has to do is drop by a couple of feet and you get onto this. I'm now in 2.5 feet of water and I'm looking clean up the river. I do think it's wild that there aren't any buoys that tell you that there's a sandbar here, but hey, I don't run the city, so I don't get to make the decisions. So just a PSA, make sure you do a nice wide S-curve and pretty much just stick to those reeds over there. Now, bear in mind that you are going to have boats coming the other way, so stay to the right if you're going north and stay to the right if you're going south. It honestly sounds a lot sketchier than it is. Once you've learned the line and you do it once, you'll have no problems. But yeah, look at this. Two and a half feet. So the next spot we're going to is Diesel's most favourite place in all of the world, which is why he cannot get his nose far enough forward on the boat. He can literally smell when we get close. It's the most wonderful place in the whole world. Okay, going to show everybody how cool it is here. Be free. Wherever you want. Go. Freedom. Avanti. Schnell. What do you understand? Go on. Diesel, go. Diesel. Honestly, it's no wonder the sandbar was that far under the water, which still wasn't a lot, but this is usually basically beach pretty much for a good like 10, 20 feet out that way, just sand. So yeah, they've got plenty of water in here at the moment. They've added these new no-wake buoys, which this back here never used to be no-wake. So you could come ripping round and you could go full speed all the way through because it's a bit deeper over there. They added these, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. And so yeah, now you can't have any fun back there. Right, Diesel, tell everybody, why is this your favourite place? It's because he gets to do unlimited zoomies. There's usually dog friends here when it's a busy weekend. I don't know, he just absolutely loves it. From the first time I brought him here, he was like, this is cool, let's come here all the time. So there's a few reasons why I prefer it up here rather than down in the channel. Obviously today it's completely empty, there's nobody else here. But on a busy weekend, you'll have boats all over here, all tied off, playing music. People bring their families here. There's usually people throwing footballs around and dogs run around too, which is nice. So if you do have a dog that loves the water, this is a great spot because as you can see, they get to do basically what they like. And every dog that I've met here has been super friendly and they all just bomb around and have just as much fun as the adults. The other thing I like about it is the water is crystal clear. I mean, it doesn't get much more beautiful than this out in the desert. When it's 110 degrees outside, this water is also a lot cooler than the lake. Because it's always flowing, it comes from the Davis Dam, it's always nice and cold. I would say the water here is usually between 10 and sometimes 20 degrees cooler than the water in the lake. So right now where it's only about 85 degrees, it's not a big deal. But in the summer, oh, it's just so refreshing to be able to take a dip in this. I will say if you've got kids, the current here does get pretty strong when they're letting water out of the dam, so just keep an eye on them. I actually had to go and help a kid that his parents just weren't paying attention and he got out a little bit too far. The current took him and he couldn't swim back in, nor could he swim back to their boat, and the parents just didn't seem to care. Not trying to be dramatic, but just, you know, if you do have kids, then just keep an eye on them if they do start to go out into the deeper stuff. Out here, you're completely fine. This is also one of my favorite spots to come in the winter as well, because if you ride out here in November, December time, it can still be air temperature warm. The water is freezing, but it's so cool because it just looks exactly the same as this. It's just a little bit chillier. And so me and Diesel will come up here and hang out. He gets to bomb around. I have actually done a kind of a cold plunge. Never gets that cold. It's probably high 50s, but you know, it's enough to make your gentleman parts go. Well, I just put my drone in the water, which sucks because I got some good drone shots. So, yeah, let's try and figure this out. You went there. Man, that sucks. I hope I haven't lost it, because if I have, then all of the drone footage that I got for you for this episode is also gone. But it is super shallow, so keep your fingers crossed we can find it. I didn't see where it went down. Man, it's flowing fast. The good thing is I absolutely will see it. If I can figure out where it went in the water, I 100% will see it. So I've just been floating around for like the last hour trying to find this thing. No luck, but I do have a find my drone feature, and so it's got the last recorded location. So we'll go and check and then see, but man, this would be disappointing if I've lost it. I don't care about the drone, it's just the footage. I got some really nice drone stuff. No frickin' way. You guys see that? That right there is an underwater drone that shouldn't be underwater. We got the footage! Yee-hoo! Well, I guess I'm going for a swim. There it is, look. Oh, that's crazy. Yoo-hoo! Oh my God, I am so happy. I'm not gonna lie. Started to have a bit of a feeling sorry for myself moment earlier. I even said out loud, but I'm a good person. As you will have seen now, because I can put it in the video. I got some nice drone footage, and so losing that would have sucked. The only thing is, I can't get drone footage of the next spot we're gonna go to, which is Topock Gorge, but maybe I can find some old stuff or whatever. I'm not bothered. I got the memory card back, and that's all that counts. Now I've just got to buy another $1,200 drone. So, what a great time to tell you to go to swords.com and get yourself some merch. I'll drop a link in the description. Please, it'll help. Diesel was bored, so you want to go for a swim. So there's also this second sandbar with the American flag. This is literally just around the corner from the first one, heading north. And I've actually never been to this one, but it's pretty big. It looks a lot smaller when you're driving by, but there's a decent amount of space on here. Again, same thing as the other one. People just come up and hang out. I've never been to this one. American flag's pretty damn cool. And yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful. So if you're looking for maybe something that's a little bit more quiet, this is a pretty good option. And then depth-wise, in this little channel that cuts around it, we're in 11, 12 feet. And then as you can see, it tapers off really quickly. So if you did have something bigger and you didn't want to beach it, you could always drop an anchor here and then just paddle yourself in. So I told you in the beginning I'd show you some of the secret spots or local spots, and this one, while it's not exactly secret because it's right off the river before the gorge, it is one of my favorite little beaches. It looks like something from a desert island. I mean, you've got this perfect little sandy beach where you can beach your skis, beach your boat. There's like a little area up there where you can go, and then you've got this amazing palm tree, and it's right here off the river. But there's only enough room for one person, so if you don't get it quick, it's usually gone. But it's just such a picturesque little beach, and it's one of my favorite ones along the river. And then you've got Topock Gorge, which is quite honestly one of the most spectacular stretches of river anywhere in the world that I've ever ridden. It is just so beautiful up here. The color of the water, the color of the rocks. Some of these rocks are billions of years old. The Colorado River has kind of snaked through here for about the last 4 or 5 million years. But yeah, some of the stuff you're looking at up there, billions with a B years old. It is just such a magnificent place. And there are tons of little beaches where you can go and hang out. So again, because we've got quite high water levels at the moment, a lot of the beaches that normally you'd see poking up, they're actually underwater, but as you can see, there's some people over there, there's some more right here. So there's lots of places where you can just come up, chill out in this no wake area and watch all the cool boats go by. And again, the water is just crystal clear. I can see all the way to the bottom, 6 feet of water, and it is just beautiful. Water temperature right now is 68 degrees, it's May. Air temperature's been in the mid-90s, I would say. So in the summer you can expect it to be a little bit higher, maybe mid-70s, but not much more than that. It always stays nice and chilly. I mean, tell me that is not one of the most gorgeous views you've ever seen. That's awesome. I think those guys watch the videos. And once you make it out of the north end of the no wake through the gorge, there are some beaches right in front of you. They're really cool spots, as you can see. There's 5 people already there. And I'll show you one more around the corner that I like to go to. And that's one that definitely doesn't seem to get used very much. Go on then, be free. So yeah, this is the other one that I love to come to because it's beautiful sand, no rocks, easy to beach, also easy to get stuck. Don't ask me how I know that. Be careful as the water levels drop because you will get left high and dry and you will have to call a bunch of people in another boat to come and help you drag yours out of the sand. We'll just leave it at that. But I mean, tell me this isn't just paradise. A lot of people think of the desert as just being arid and nothing out here, and there's definitely spots like that. But when you find the right spot in the desert, it is just amazing. I mean, I have traveled all over the world. I've been fortunate to see some of the most beautiful landscapes, the most amazing scenery in all my life. And I am so proud of the fact that I get to call this home now because it is just stunning and I love it here. So if you've never been to Lake Havasu before and you want to give it a whirl, hopefully this video will help you pick a couple of spots where you can spend some time. And if you are a local, if you are from out here, let me know in the comments below the spots that I've missed. I know things like Speed Alley, for example, are a good place to hang out. But in this one, I wanted to hit the most beautiful, the biggest, you know, with a couple of little hidden gems like this, just to give people a good idea. But I would love to hear where you guys like to hang out. Maybe I can do like a pinned comment where I can share everybody's favorite spots out here. But that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Other than the drone, this has been an incredibly enjoyable morning. We've spent the last 3 or 4 hours out here just cruising around, enjoying the lake. And yeah, what a way to spend a Sunday. Thank you for watching, guys. If you aren't subscribed, please do, because I'd love to see you here again. The channel has gotten a lot of new followers over the last few weeks, and I am so excited about that. So if you are one of those new guys, thank you very much. And if you're one of the OGs, thank you very much, because without both of you, this wouldn't be possible. Also, go and subscribe to my vlog channel as well. I have a second channel. It's a lot more kind of everyday stuff that wouldn't make a full episode to go on this channel, but fun stuff nonetheless. So yeah, go and check that out, subscribe to that too, go to swords.com, get some merch, and that's it. I'm finished with my sales pitches. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Be good people, make good choices, and until next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do, or him. See ya.